I don't see this stopping. And I hear people say it all the time about how, oh, this will stop if Biden gets elected. It'll stop the day after. Cam, I'm not convinced. I think these governors and these mayors, I think they get off on this kind of power. And I think the public is still scared enough of this thing that they're going along with everything.
So, it's interesting, Jesse. I just read probably a couple of weeks ago a book called Freedom from Fear, which is part of the Oxford History of the United States. And it covers the Great Depression up through World War II. And, this is not some conservative rewriting of history, right? This is the Oxford History of the United States. And the author makes it abundantly clear at several points that Franklin Delano Roosevelt and a lot of members of the New Deal government weren't particularly concerned about how long the Great Depression lasted, because they understood that in times of economic uncertainty, the government has a hell of a lot more leeway to enact a big, bold agenda. And the Great Depression actually did last throughout much of the 1930s. So, listen, I don't think it's an unreasonable fear to have that if Democrats take control of all of the levers of government, that all of a sudden our economic rebound takes a back seat to their policy ideas and their remaking of America. I think that's absolutely a concern that every voter should have.
Cam, speaking of remaking America, Biden again put out another statement about it. Obama talked about fundamentally changing America. Now, I don't want to look at history through rose-colored glasses, but I don't even think I could picture Bill Clinton saying something like that. How did it get to be an anti-American party? I try to picture a single major Democrat talking about America in a wonderful way or something they love about America. You can't even picture it. Even thinking about it is laughable. How did that happen so fast? When did that happen?
I think we've been seeing the trend for a couple of years. I think 2018 was probably the moment. Actually, probably, the day that Donald Trump got elected. I think it became easy for people on the left to say, this isn't my country, not my president. I can't stand this place. Can't believe that so many of my fellow Americans would vote for this guy. And I think it allowed the left what they perceive to be the moral authority to reject this country and to remake this country, to see this country as irredeemable. And I think that it's only gotten worse in the years since. I think politicians like AOC and Ilhan Omar have, made anti-Americanism chic among a lot of young members of the left. And then, Jesse, I think that there's this foundational belief among those neo-Marxists out there who also make up a pretty sizable portion of the far left that it is going to take a revolution to overthrow this country, because not only do they hate America, but they hate capitalism. And America is the beacon of capitalism. So if you're going to destroy capitalism and replace it with communism, then you absolutely must destroy the greatest nation on earth in terms of its economic engine, which is driven by capitalism. And that is the United States. So, it has flipped very quickly, and I don't see it flipping back again, particularly soon, unfortunately, because I think that, they're making their bed right now, and this is where they're going to, raise their flag and make their stand.
Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.